Hey everybody, so we're going to do a quick vinyasa flow today. So to get things started, we're going to start in child's pose. Just want to let you all know that I love you and miss you very much, and I hope to see you in person very soon. But if not, this is a great way for us to connect as well. So as we make our way into our child's pose, we want to extend the arms out long if it feels good. Spread the fingers wide. Big toes touch. Shift your hips back down towards your heels and lengthen your spine. Knees can be together or they could be hips width apart, but really work to get a big spinal stretch here. The forehead can gently rest on the mat if you'd like. This is child's pose, Balasana. Now, at any point during our practice today, please feel free to come back to this pose. There's absolutely no judgment. It's most important that you're gentle and kind to yourself. Listen to your body because it's your best teacher, which means to modify any poses as you find needed during our practice today. Now we're going to begin to bring our attention to our breath. So start to deepen your breath. Observe how your breath feels in your body. We want to stay connected to our breath today during our practice. So take a long, deep inhale in through the nose, and then exhale out through the mouth. Take a long, deep inhale in through the nose. Feel the body expand in all three directions. And then exhale out through the mouth. Take a long, deep inhale in through the nose. And then exhale out through the mouth. Gently press the lips together, keeping the mouth closed, but continuing to breathe in and out of the nostrils. Now, if you would like to set an intention for your practice today, please do so. Your intention can be a goal that you're working towards, or you could dedicate your practice to someone or something in your life. Once you have your intention set, gently tuck your toes under and make your way into your first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So this is our first downward facing dog of our practice. So maybe begin to pedal the feet out, bend into the knees, walk the dog, wag your tail. Any little movements here are welcome. Now from downward facing dog, we're going to come into a hero's pose variation. So we're going to gently drop both knees to the mat. We're going to see if we can get our knees to touch. We're going to take our feet wider than our hips if allowed. Untuck the toes so you're on the tops of the feet. And you're gently going to walk your hands back toward your knees. As much as you can, your bottom starts to move in between your feet as it gently makes its way to the ground. The palms can stay, the hands can stay on the ground, or you can gently begin to place your palms onto the tops of the legs, palms face towards the ceiling. But be very gentle in this pose. Our knees have feelings too. Sometimes they can be sensitive, so be gentle and kind to your knees. Now we're going to transition. You're going to start to crawl forward onto hands and knees. So we're making our way into a tabletop pose. So we want to spread our fingers wide, point our fingers towards the front of the room, front of the mat, fingers spread wide, shoulders and wrists in line with each other, knees are about hips width apart. the knees and hips in line with each other and the toes are untucked. So from tabletop, we're going to move through 3 rounds of cow and cat. So inhale, lift your sternum, lift your gaze. Exhale, round the spine. Look like a cat. Inhale, make your way into your cow pose. Shoulder blades press into the chest. And then exhale, round the back. Tailbone points down towards the floor as the navel draws towards the spine. Inhale, cow pose. Last one. Exhale, make your way into a cat. And then make your way into a neutral table position. Now from this neutral table, we're going to make our way into extended table, but we're going to play with the yin variation first. So you're going to extend your right arm forward, coming onto the tops of the right fingertips. You're going to extend your left leg behind you, so the left toes are on the mat. So you're working your way into your extended table here. Now we want to make room underneath, beneath our palms, so we want to tent our fingers. So it's like we're creating a teepee, and there's people that live in the teepee and we don't want to crush them. So you're going to reach and extend your right arm forward as you lengthen the left leg behind you. Work to keep your hips level and squared. And then begin to lift either your right arm or your left leg, or your right arm and your left leg at the same time. Modifications are always welcome. This is extended table. Remember your breath. How's it feel? This is a balance pose. Then you're going to gently lower your right hand to the mat, lower your left leg to the mat, reset your table for course number 2. Moving on to the opposite side. So you're going to extend your right leg behind you, right toes tuck under, kind of like a cat stretch. Then you're going to extend your left arm forward, but your fingertips are going to touch the mat or the floor. Create that TP shape with your left fingers. Don't crush your people, and really work to square your hips. Notice that your abs are starting to turn on here. This is a balance. Reach your left arm forward as you lengthen your right leg behind you. And then either float one arm, one leg, or your leg and your arm at the same time, making your way into a fullest expression of extended table. What does your extended table look like today? Lengthen your spine. Work to keep your hips level and squared. Now from here, we're going to make our way into a plank pose. You're going to touch your right foot down, then step your left foot back to meet your right, both palms on the mat, making your way to plank. It's the top of a push-up. And then from plank, we're going to lower all the way down. We're on our bellies. Next pose is cobra pose. So hands are underneath the shoulders, or they can be drawn back towards the chest. The toes are untucked. Inhale, lift your head and your chest. Low cobras first. And then exhale, lower all the way down. And then inhale, lift up, low cobra number 2. Just working the back, trying to get it awake. And then exhale, lower all the way down. And then inhale, lift up, low cobra number 3. And this time you can stay in your low cobra or make your way into a medium or higher cobra. It's completely up to you. But we're looking for a supple sensation. Remember to lengthen the low back by drawing the navel forward and softening the butt cheeks. From cobra, you're going to press up into lower all the way down, press up into a plank. And then from plank, make your way into downward facing dog. Down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hips up high, lengthen your spine. Neck and face are soft. Check in with your breath. When you're ready, gently bend into your knees, look just beyond your hands, and walk to the front of your mat. We're going to make our way into that half of a forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Lengthen everything here. And then on the exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Press down through your feet. Start to lift your arms up over your head, reaching for the sky as we make our way into an Tadasana variation with our hands over our head, extended mountain pose. And then exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back to plank pose. From plank, we're going to lower all the way down, elbows hug in, untuck your toes. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower all the way down, and then press yourself into a plank. And then from plank into downward facing dog. How's your breath? Check in with your breath. On an inhale, bend into your knees, look just beyond your hands. Step or hop to the front of your mat. We're going to meet in that half of a forward fold. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extend your arms up high, reach for the sky, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, hands down low, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lengthen, half of a forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana, long straight spine. Exhale, step back to a plank. From plank, lower all the way down, elbows hug in, untuck your toes. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower all the way down, press your way into a plank. And then from plank into downward facing dog. Now at any point you can take that extra plank out of the sequence. You can lower all the way down and make your way into downward facing dog from tabletop or press straight into the pose. It's completely up to you. Please modify. From downward facing dog, you're going to bend into your knees. Look just beyond your hands. Step or hop to the front of your mat. We're going to meet in that half of a forward fold. And then on an exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extend your arms up high, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hands down low, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lengthen, big spinal stretch, gazes beyond the feet. Exhale, step back to your plank. From plank, lower all the way down, elbows hug in, untuck your toes. Inhale, cobra, low, medium, or high, yogi's choice. Exhale, plank to downward facing dog. Hips up high, lengthen your spine. Your neck and your face are soft. What's going on with your breath? Are you holding it? If you are, start to breathe. It's okay. Feel your feelings. Be in your feelings. Inhale, bend into your knees. Look just beyond your hands. Step or hop to the front of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana pose. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, extend your arms up high, reach for the sky, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, hands down low. Now, we're in this forward fold. Our gaze is at our legs, so we're going to hold this for just a moment. We're going to start to play with balance. So the first pose is standing splits. So we are going to use our right leg as our standing leg. So if you need a prop for like a block or a blanket or a book or anything, please grab something. A chair, a piece of furniture, just be careful. Now, as you make your way into your forward fold, you're going to start to soften the right leg. So you're going to press down through the four corners of the right foot. Gaze is at the leg, and you're going to start your right leg. You're going to start to lift your left leg up. So as you lift your left leg up, work to keep your hips square and level. Now, I like to flex the lifted leg, which is the left foot, to help keep the lifted leg active, so both legs are working. Now, if you'd like a little bit of a challenge, you can start to walk your hands closer to your standing leg. You can maybe take one hand, reach for your ankle, or take your other hand, reach for your ankle. Check in with your breath. And now we're going to transition into an airplane. So we're going to gently begin to bend into the right knee a little bit to soften it. And we're going to lower both hands back to the mat if they're on your foot. You're going to walk your hands beyond your right foot. You're going to really lengthen your spine like you did in your extended table. And keeping the left leg lifted, if you can, lift one arm or both arms up, making your way into your airplane pose, which is Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Now, if you're feeling any kind of sensation in your low back, maybe bend into the bottom knee. So that would be the right knee. Now you're going to lower both hands back to the mat. And you're going to lower your lifted leg to the mat, your left leg. So we're going to reset. We're going to work onto the other side. So we're going to meet back in that forward fold variation with soft knees. And we're going to press down through the four corners of the left foot. Start to lift the right leg up. So you want to really work to keep your hips level and square here. So it's not so much about getting the lifted leg towards the ceiling. It's about creating the squareness in the hips. So if you notice one hip starting to stack on top of the other one, see if you can get them more in level. Like I could sit on your tailbone right now and I would not fall. Walk your hands closer to your foot. Maybe take one hand to an ankle or both hands to your ankle. How's your breath? What's coming up? And from here, we're going to make our way into that extended airplane. So take your hands beyond your standing leg foot, so the left foot. See if you can get your wrist in line with your shoulder. So big spinal stretch. Work to keep your hips level and squared. If you need to bend one or both of your knees, that's completely okay. Now start to lift one arm up or both arms up, making your way into your Virabhadrasana 3 variation. Lengthen the crown of the head forward as you lengthen the lifted leg behind you. How you doing? I'm with you. We're in this together. You're going to lower both hands to the floor, and then you're going to make your way into a forward fold. Now from your forward fold, we're going to make our way into Yogi Toe Balance today. So we're gently going to bend into both of our knees. And you're going to take, you're going to bend into your knees enough. You're going to start to lift your heels up off of the floor. So your butt is ideally maybe one day going to touch your heels. Now you're more than welcome to stay here and the knees are together. So you can bring your hands to prayer to touch in front of your chest. Or you can interlace your hands and press your palms towards the ceiling. Bring your palms back. And then make your way into a gentle forward fold. So you're going to gently bend into both knees. So bend into both knees, and you're going to take next pose as gorilla pose. So you're going to take your hands and place them under the soles of the feet. So as you place your hands under the soles of the feet, you can gently keep your knees bending, or you can work to straighten your legs and maybe bend into your elbows. Maybe start to wiggle your fingers. It's like giving your palms a nice little massage. Big stretch, big release to the legs. Now, we're going to gently remove the hands from the soles of the feet. We're going to make our way into a chair variation, a wide-legged chair. So you're going to shift back into your heels, seat down low, arms up high, chair, Utkatasana. From Utkatasana, gently begin to straighten the legs, keep your arms extended long. We're going to transition into side body stretch. This is an amazing stretch to do. Everyone should do it every day. So left arm down low, right arm stays up high, press down through the right foot, lengthen through the right fingers, and gently let the right hand fall to the left side. So big, nice, juicy stretch to the right side body. You can look down towards the floor. You can look up towards your right arm. It's completely up to you. Then you're going to extend both arms up high, reach for the sky. Right arm comes down to the right side, press down through the left foot, reach the left arm up high, and then gently let the left arm fall to the right. Big juicy stretch to the left side body. Oh yeah. You can look down towards the floor, up towards the sky. And then extend both arms up high, reach for the sky, exhale, forward fold. And we're going to make our way into our baby rock pose, our fetus pose. So as we make our way into our fetus pose, we're going to gently, both feet are flat on the mat, the knees are bent, the butt's on the mat. You're going to wrap your arms around your shins or behind your knees and see if you can get your forehead to touch your knees. Now come back to your intention. Come back to your breath. Gently lift your head up off of your knees. We're going to make our way into Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So the knees open out wide. You can take a hold of your ankles, your shins, your toes, whatever feels good for you. We're going to let our knees, our knees open wide, extend your crown of your head towards the sky. So big spinal stretch here. Then take a big inhale, exhale, forward fold. So start to fold over your legs. See if you can lengthen your chest beyond your shins. So you're engaging your abdominal muscles as you're lengthening your spine. Inhale, extend, lift up. You're going to take your hands to the outer edges of your knees, press your knees together. We're going to make our way into a reverse table. So you're going to take your feet about hips width apart. Feet are flat, knees are pointing towards the ceiling. You're going to take your hands about 6 to 12 inches behind you. Fingertips point towards the back of your mat, or they can point towards your butt, whatever feels best on your wrists and elbows. And then on inhale, lift your hips up off the mat. So a reverse table. Press your shoulder blades into your chest. Feel your collarbones widen. Be gentle to the neck. Notice your breath. If it's difficult to breathe, adjust your drishti, adjust your focal point. Keeping your hands and your feet on the mat, gently touch your hips down. Keep your hands where they're at and start to lift your feet up. We're making our way into a half of a boat pose. So we're going to do this Navasana flow, the boat flow. So we're going to touch our heels down 5 times. So lower down for 1, lift up, lower down for 2, lift up. Lower down for 3, lift up, lower down for 4, lift up, lower down for 5, and then lift up and hold. So the next pose we're going to do is boat pose Navasana. So you can do this a couple different ways. Your legs can be straight, your knees can be bent, or your feet can be flat on the mat. I'm going to do mine with my knees bent today. Now you're going to keep both arms extending to either sides of the legs, and then bring your palms to touch to the center. We're going to make our way into this twisted boat flow. So we're going to twist to the right, so hands go to the right, and then back to center, and then hands to the left, and then back to center, and then to the right, and center, and left, and center, and right, and center, and left, and center. Last one, right, center, left, center. Come back to your boat. Extend your arms on the outsides of your legs. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Gently lower your legs to the ground. Take your hands behind you. We're going to make our way into a reverse plank. So with the toes pointed, legs straight, press down through the palms. Inhale, lift the hips up. So as you lift the hips up, press the shoulder blades into the chest. You can take your gaze up, gentle with the neck. Check in with your breath. Can you breathe? Can you swallow? And then gently lower the hips back to the mat. So as you lower the hips back to the mat, gently make your way onto your back. So you're lying on your back. You're in a supine posture. So as you make your way onto your back, you're going to draw your knees into your chest, open your arms into a T. We're going to transition into gentle twist. So gently let both knees fall to the right side. So as your knees fall to the right, work to keep both shoulders on the mat. Maybe gaze over the left shoulder. The eyes can be closed or the gaze can be soft. Gently bring your knees back to center. And then let both knees fall to the left. So twisting is really good for spinal mobility. It's also a nice detoxing. It helps to get the transverse colon moving. It's nice detox. It's like squeezing your organs in your abdominal cavity. And then gently bring your both knees back to center. Wrap your arms around your knees. See if you can get your forehead to touch your knees. Make yourself into a teeny tiny little ball. Tell yourself how much you love yourself. Thank yourself for coming to practice yoga on your yoga mat today. Take a long, deep inhale in through the nose. And then exhale out through the mouth. Relax, release, let it all go. Make your way into final resting pose, Shavasana. So as you make your way into your final resting pose, Shavasana, you want the eyes to be closed and the body to be completely relaxed. So now, here's a time to check in with yourself. How does your breath feel now versus how it did at the beginning of your practice? Have you noticed any changes in your breath? Have you noticed any changes in your body? So as we start to practice, things start to come up. It's important that we realize that these things come up. We don't try to detach from them. We want to attach to them, figuring out why, what they're trying to teach us. So as you lie in your Shavasana, something might come up. Now, if you notice that your mind is starting to wander into thoughts, fantasies, or dreams, simply begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. Your breath is always with you. So as you lie here, allow your legs to relax and your arms, your torso, your neck, your scalp, all the muscles in your face. Just relax and let it all go. Now when you're ready, taking as much time as you need, gently start to bring awareness back into your body. Maybe wiggle your fingers or wiggle your toes. You can extend your arms over your head. Stretch your body long like a rubber band. Take a big, glorious inhale in through the nose. And then exhale out through the mouth. Relax, release, let it all go. Taking as much time as you need, gently roll to your right. And then on an inhalation, pressing down through your arms, gently inhale and press yourself up to standing. Oops, not standing, seated. Press yourself up to a seated posture. Bring your palms to touch to the center of the chest, keeping the eyes closed. Set tall, set strong, set well. Lift up through the crown of the head. And think of one thing that you are grateful for. Just one. And send it gratitude. So this is time for you to reflect on something that you are grateful for in your life. Close our practice today, we'll close with a namaste. So may the light in me honor the light in you. Namaste.